Good afternoon, Fin fans, and welcome back to another episode of AT Phins News. Today we're going to be discussing how Mike McDaniel has put together his staff, as well as the latest news regarding Stephen Ross and the potential loss of ownership. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? So as you guys can see how Mike McDaniel has put together his offensive staff, you can see what he's trying to do on the offensive side of the ball, which honestly I love. He wants to be a run-heavy first team to open up that play action. And just by the hires he did on the offensive side of the ball, we should definitely be a lot better as far as the offensive line collectively and being able to run the ball. Just by looking at the hires, first we go down the list. We got our offensive coordinator is Frank Smith. I know this whole coaching search, I've really wanted to get veteran coaches in here that have been there, done that, not first-time head coaches or first-time coordinators. With Frank Smith, I know it's his first time being an offensive coordinator. But if you guys remember, so we don't freak out, if you guys remember, Mike McDaniel did say that he's going to be the one calling the offensive plays, correct? So whenever he comes out and says that in his press conference, it's going to limit what kind of offensive coordinator you can bring in, because if everything goes south, people are going to blame the offensive coordinator, even though he doesn't even have control of what plays are being called. So, but the thing I like about Frank Smith is with the Chargers, he drastically improved their offensive line from one year to the next. So Frank Smith is really brought in here to help our offensive line coaches. Because he turned the 31st ranked offensive line in the league to like the 15th this year. So it's a huge improvement as far as when he was on the Chargers. So I think Frank Smith's a great hire as offensive coordinator. He's going to work collectively with Mike McDaniel, kind of like what Mike McDaniel did in San Francisco, where he was the passing game coordinator. So he's going to work with Frank Smith to come up with certain plays in any given game, and then it's going to be Mike McDaniel's decision in order to, if he wants to stick with the play or if he's going to go with the play that he thinks is going to be more successful. So it's going to be kind of like a collective effort. But I really like Frank Smith just because he's brought in, even Mike McDaniel said he's brought in to help the offensive line develop and get better. And it's just awesome to see Mike McDaniel sticking to his principles and what he wants as on the offensive side of the ball, and finding those coaches that are going to fit his scheme and know his scheme to help this team on the offensive side of the ball develop and get the most out of them. The one thing you can say about this offensive staff, if Tua does not succeed on this staff that he has around him, none of the Dolphin fans are going to be able to say that the Dolphins didn't try to do everything to help Tua. This is going to be the season to see what kind of steps he's going to be able to take forward because of the offensive staff that they put around him. And then the biggest hire on the offense side of the ball right now, and I think it's going to do wonders for Tua if he's going to be our quarterback long term, or to see what we get out of him, is Darrell Bevell. I've been always wanting I've always hammered my fist down that I wanted a veteran coach. Darrell Bevell fits all the needs. He's worked with the likes of Brett Favre back in the day. He was his coach. He's worked with Matthew Stafford. He is the one that gets all the credit for developing Russell Wilson. And he also worked with Trevor Lawrence last year. He was also the interim head coach on the Jaguars, so it gives him some head coaching experience, something that we wanted as like a coordinator, but we get it as our QB and pass game coordinator. So that's a huge hire from the Dolphins. Congratulations to Mike McDaniel on that hire. I never even reported we had a chance at Darrell Bevell. But that's an awesome hire. I mean, he's respected throughout the league. He's been in the league for 25 plus years. He had, like I said, he has that interim head coaching experience. So that's awesome to see. And he's going to help in the pass game kind of like when I was saying previously with Frank Smith and how Mike McDaniel was in the 49ers team this year. He's going to be the passing game coordinator and the quarterback's coach. So he's going to work with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, and Frank Smith are going to work together to develop plays that they see best fit for this team in any given week. And I feel like them with that three-headed monster, especially with Darrell Bevell being being able to work with quarterbacks so well and develop all different types of quarterbacks with different skill sets. If it was the gunslinger Brett Favre, Matthew Stafford has a cannon, but he can't really elude the pass rush that well. Russell Wilson, he's an athletic quarterback that can elude the pass rush. He throws a beautiful deep ball. They all have different skill sets, and he was able to make it work at every place he went with them. As well as Trevor Lawrence, I know he had a down year. He was a rookie, we get it, but he's so respected in the NFL that everyone, all the Adam Schefter's are saying how great of a hire this is for the Miami Dolphins, and I can't agree more. I think he's going to do wonders for Tua as long as Tua, if he is our quarterback this year and moving forward in the future. I hope that we can get at least 2 to 3 years out of Darrell Bevell because he's going to do wonders for Tua, being able to take that next leap forward, So that's probably the biggest hire. We also kept Eric Studesville, which I like because I think he's a great running back coach. He was the one that was able to develop Myles Gaskins after we picked him in the 6th round. So, I liked I'd rather have kept Eric Studesville here than Godsey just because, again, what does Mike McDaniel want to do? He wants to be able to run the ball and run the ball effectively, just like the 49ers do to open up the passing game. And Eric Studesville, he was our running back coach and running game coordinator. So that's the guy he kept was our running game coordinator because he liked what he's seen with the limited line we had, the limited running backs we had at the beginning of the year. They produced somewhat, so they kept Eric Studesville, which I can't. I like the move to keep him just so we have some familiarity with the offense and Tua. I like the Wes Welker hire. He's our wide receivers coach now. He coming back home to Miami, so that's a good hire. He's one of the up and coming head coach, like one of the up and coming assistant coaches in this league, and maybe in the future become a head coach. I think that's what his goal is. So we want to see how he is here. He's going to bring physicality. He's going to make the wide receivers be run blockers to open up running lanes for the running back once he gets through the line. So we're going to see how that goes, but I'm happy to see Wes Welker back, guys. Hopefully he can turn this team around. He can help turn this team around, and then we won't just have the memories of him leaving and going to New England and having a great career, So that's good to see. Another great hire, in my opinion, was John Embry as our tight ends coach. He's been in this league for years. He's a veteran in this game. He's a well-respected tight ends coach. He's helped develop Darren Waller to the player he is today. So that was a great hire, I believe. And then our offensive line coaches, we got 2 of them. We got Matt Applebaum. He's coming from Boston College, and even though I know he doesn't have that much experience, he is well respected in the college game. And if you guys just want to listen to his interview at Boston College about how coaching in the NFL is different from coaching at Boston College, because he did coach for the Washington football team years ago when it was the Redskins, but he was their offensive line coach years ago, and he talks about how when he went into the NFL, he was younger than players that he was even coaching, and he talks about how you have to be a great teacher at the NFL level. You can't just come in yelling. These aren't kids, these are professionals. And that just caught my attention, because what was Mike McDaniel in his press conference and his tour in the media always saying? You have to be a great teacher. So he's just bringing in this staff, just because he believes in these guys and they have the same mindset as him as being a great teacher. That's how they can get the most out of the players, making the players believe in these coaches, telling them what to do and being able to teach them to get the best out of them. And that's why he hired Matt Applebaum, is just because of that. And then and he's well respected in the college game. He wanted to get back in the NFL, and they see football the same way, obviously. So hopefully that's a pairing to watch, especially because I mean, he's going to be better than John Pierre. I mean, everyone wanted him gone last season. He's gone. We got a fresh face in the building. He wants to be a great teacher, and that only could help our team in the future. And then we got our offensive line assistant, Chandler Hindley. He's going to help develop some of these offensive linemen, but I think it's going to be mainly Frank Smith and Matt Applebaum working together, trying to get the most out of these offensive linemen and see what they have in them. I think they're going to see what the guys they have, what kind of options they have, and if they feel that they need to improve the line, they will. They're going to bring in 2 or 3 offensive linemen, at least to compete for the starting position, and then the other 2 or 3 will be for depth, whoever doesn't become a starter. But I think we all agree we need to get at least two different starters on our line, and hopefully they can develop the others just to have a respectable line. Because if you guys, everyone's seen the Super Bowl, and we all see what happens when you don't have a line together. How good Joe Burrow is, he could not overcome the 7 sacks in the Super Bowl. That you have to build the trenches. That's the key to being successful in this league, and the Rams proved it. Even though they had trouble at times blocking the Bengals front, you could just tell the offensive line for the Rams was way better equipped to give Matthew Stafford time to make progression reads. Joe Burrow didn't have time at all. He had to get out the ball so fast. The only big plays he really made was one play that shouldn't even have counted with the offensive pass interference, and then the one big play to it was T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, that one-handed catch at the beginning of the game. Other than that, he didn't really have any time to even look downfield anymore. He had to hit everything quick, and then you see the last play of the game, kind of all hell broke loose. And if he just had another second or a second and a half, Jamar Chase was wide open down the sidelines because Jalen Ramsey fell, and it would have been a game-winning touchdown. But again, you have to have time to do these things. And the way Mike McDaniel has put together this staff, just to see the vision that he wants, he did an excellent job on this offensive staff. I mean, I feel Tua's going to have everything at his disposal. So this year, there's going to be no excuses for Tua. He's either going to sink or he's going to swim, and he's going to prosper in this offense because of everything Mike McDaniel has put around Tua. And the thing that I like about Mike McDaniel is, from the moment he got hired and when he FaceTimed Tua, I know a lot of fans were saying how it was cheesy and it was all scripted, but from what he said to Tua about he's going to prove to Tua that he's going to do everything in his power, Mike McDaniel is, to bring the best out of him, and he's gonna be able to show Tua what he means by this. By looking at this staff, he's proving it to Tua, not just by words but by actions, by the coaches that he hired. So Tua should be excited. The Miami Dolphins offense should be excited. It's not going to be maybe at the beginning it'll be a struggle, just like the first maybe game, 2 games, 3 games even. But once everything gets rolling, we should be able to see a better product on the field offensively than we have in the previous 5, 6, 7 years, guys. So that side of the ball is looking really nice. We finally got a really good offensive staff. I'm not saying really good because of everyone has so much success. I'm just looking at it collectively in what Mike McDaniel wants to run in his West Coast system, right? So Frank Smith has great offensive line knowledge. He's going to be able to help Matt Applebaum. Matt Applebaum is a great teacher. He's well respected in the college ranks. So those two collectively together are going to help build this line. And then we got Darrell Bevel. He is a master with QBs, so he's going to be able to get the most out of Tua with Mike McDaniel on top of that helping Tua, right? So it's going to be a collective effort on the offense side of the ball, all for that one goal of being a run-heavy, run-first football team, have a powerful offensive line, which I've always wanted just because I think games are won in the trenches on the offensive and defense side of the ball, and I hope we can build something like that so we can have sustained success in this league, right? So, I mean, it's looking promising on the offense side of the ball. And now on the defense side of the ball, we got our staff intact. I mean, we have Boyer is going to be our defensive coordinator, which that's the only kind of gripe I have with the searches. A lot of people wanted to see Alexander be our defensive coordinator, especially some of the players. According to Xavier Howard and all them, they really liked Alexander, but he was the secondaries coach. So they really wanted him to get promoted to DC and get rid of Boyer. But there was some kind of power struggle, so they ended up getting rid of Alexander, which I didn't agree with because he was a really well-respected coach, and for him to be fired like that, I didn't like that situation. But I mean, we can't be perfect as far as every coach, so we'll see how the defensive side of the ball goes. I do like that we actually just hired a outside linebackers coach in Tyron Mckenzie. He used to play for the Patriots a little bit, but he most recently started coaching, and he started coaching linebackers. He's worked with the Titans, Lions, and the Colts. So a lot of players like playing for him. If you've looked at some of his drills online, he's a real fiery guy. He tries to get the most out of players, and a lot of coaches are saying he's going to be a hot commodity in the future as far as head coaches. So that was a good hire by Mike McDaniel again. Tyron Mckenzie, I mean, our linebacking core was pretty weak last year, and hopefully he can get the most out of them and add to the depth of the team. So all things are pointing up on that regard as far as our coaching staff. I haven't been this excited about a coaching staff in a while. Just the collective group of guys. I feel like we're not gonna be worrying about bad coaching or not being able to develop these players, because our position coaches are pretty good and they have a lot of experience. So I think our coaching staff's probably at a B, which is a lot higher than we can say in recent years, as far as it was so defensive side of the ball heavy, and then our offensive coaching staff was just in shambles, right? So things are looking up as far as the Miami Dolphins coaching staff goes. The real dark cloud hanging over our head is the whole Stephen Ross situation. And let me tell you guys this. I know that it came out during the Super Bowl. Roger Goodell said, if there is proof to this tanking and paying his coach to tank, he would be removed or possibly be removed from ownership. The NFL's authority to do that, which we kind of all knew already. The owners would have to get together and vote. And one thing, if it does come out that Stephen Ross was trying to pay Brian Flores to tank, the owners will get rid of him, and the reason being is because of now that the NFL has legalized betting and all these different states can bet on games. If the owners would have to get rid of him, because the owners are gonna make so much money on these betting deals that are starting to move forward. They do not want the government to take away people's rights to be able to bet on games, because that's going to hurt their pockets. So they're going to get rid of whoever's doing it to show just a strong example that if anyone starts doing this, you're going to lose your ownership and lose all the millions and millions you get from investing in this team, right? So they're going to do everything in their power to make an example out of Stephen Ross. if these accusations hold true. So you don't know. We might be having to look at for a new owner soon. I know there's already a succession in place with Stephen Ross as CEO for his company in New York. So we'll see what happens, guys. But it's still a dark cloud hanging over the Dolphins organization. But the good thing about it is now we finally got pretty much our coaching staff ready to go, and it should get our fan base excited. That's why I made this video, just to let you guys know that these guys that Mike McDaniel has brought in, even though he's a first-time head coach, he's brought in some good names for the scheme and the fit that he wants to make this team and shape this team out of. A hard-nosed, physical running team to open up the play action and open up everything for Tua, guys. So we should be excited. So I'll be back, guys, if there's any breaking news moving forward. I will be back I'll probably be back either Saturday or Sunday, just depending on how the schedule works or what's going on. I just wanted to make this video just to discuss all the the coaching staff that Mike McDaniel has brought in, as well as just a little tidbit on Stephen Ross's situation. I didn't want to get too much into it. I want to bring out positive things, not all these negative things that the owner's doing, and if he's going to have to sell the team or not. But we'll obviously we're going to get more into that as far as more evidence comes out. One of these videos coming up shortly will be like what players are on the chopping block for the Miami Dolphins, as far as to open up more cap space to bring in guys that fits McDaniel is scheme better. So we'll come out with videos about that next week sometime. But other than that, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting the channel and helping this channel grow organically. But if you guys can please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button just to help this channel grow organically and help us build to the future, guys. But other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.